That is what we are learning here tonight. Now, as I said before, if somebody abuses me and goes away, do I take it in? Do I culture it? Do I make it a part of me? If I do, then I am my enemy. I am hurting myself. And that is the point that Krishna makes here, because I am not controlling my mind in the right direction. So we have to go into the inner life here, is what he's saying. You see children all the time. You know, a child abuses another one, and then the child runs to his or her mother and complains. And we have this constantly. So there's no maturity there. And then the mother also sometimes goes along with the child, and that makes it even worse. And that is what we have here. We have to have some sort of responsibility. I have to take the responsibility on myself. That is what we are learning here. It is my responsibility. And so when I take this responsibility, it falls on me. So we need to correct that. Yes, I have done wrong. I should be punished. And I take the punishment. That is what we have to think. And we have to do the same thing with our children. We cannot be biased. We cannot be partial. No. Because that's not good. You know? So we're not correcting things. And what, as I said before, what Sigmund Freud and some of these other people in the Western world say, any kind of punishment or scolding will weaken the mind, is all nonsense. No. If your mind is strong, you'll be able to take it. You will discipline your mind. And you will say, well, that person did the right thing. And I can correct myself. And that is how you develop strength. Well, I have done wrong. I will pay for this. It is okay. And I move on. And that is what we need to do. So these two verses, Udarayat Atmanam, raise yourself by yourself, because you are your own friend, you are your own enemy. How? When you discipline your own mental and sensory energies, that is what will happen. You will become your own friend. If not, you will become your own enemy. You know, a child bites his or her tongue. Who does that child blame? The mother. Right? If you bite your tongue, blame yourself. No, don't blame other people. And this is what has been going on. And Krishna is trying to tell us that those are not good qualities. Those are not qualities that will develop strength here. We need more inner strength. Less of this complaining against others. That is immaturity. Now, a little strength must come to this world. Krishna is saying through Arjuna, yes, I've done it, I shall not do it again. That is called strength. That is a strong attitude here. So, don't become your own enemy by not handling this mental energy package then that you have got. You have to handle it. You have to refine it. You have to culture it. You have to discipline it. Nothing can harm you when you do that. So, here, children develop their inner strength. I think these two verses really apply to children. And if it is a very dangerous situation, well then, it's external things and it's very bad. And so we have to fight them. But for dealing with minor human interrelationship, and adults go through the same thing as well. In any organization, you find this as well. Minor human interactions. And we make a big deal, rather than sit down and maybe talk about it. That doesn't happen. You know, we are like sometimes, they have a silk plant. I don't really know the name of it. But when you blow on that plant, it falls. And then the plant gets up again. That is that silk plant. We are sometimes like that. And we need, you know, to be a little, not like that silk plant, but we need to have some strength. And sometimes when we behave like that also, our children are picking up those qualities as well. And we need to change those qualities. So many pressures come upon a child, but that child must be able to withstand those strengths. Why do you send your children to school? Why? Well, we do because we don't want them to be with those close family people, the intimate people, because they will not learn anything. They have to go out in the world, struggle, and do whatever is necessary to learn about life. And so they can face whatever comes up, whatever struggle. But sometimes we are very protective. And I know a lot of families who are like that, while that child or that student has a lot of potential, a lot of ability, and don't want to let go. So here the pressures that these are the pressures that act upon modern society as well. So what we need is really spiritual strength. It is that strength that Krishna is giving to Arjuna here. So we need, there are so many currents and cross currents in this world than when I was growing up, or maybe some of you as well. Now, children and youth will be washed away by this current. But I always say, we don't want them to be washed away. We can enjoy the river if we know how to swim. If we are washed away by the river, there is no fun in getting into the river. So, my friends, modern society is like this. So this teaching must be given to children today, I feel, so that they can understand that current outside and they can deal with it. What is the remedy? What is the remedy? Uttishta. We have to stand up, Krishna is saying to Arjuna. We have to stand up on our own 2 feet. We must develop strength. We must be courageous. We must be fearless. Those are the things he's telling Arjuna. And with those type of qualities, it will help us in life. Any aspect of life that you're dealing with, you'll be able to handle it. Because you understand that there is a divine spark within you. And that divine spark is not only in me, in you, it's in everybody. And that divine spark we must be aware of. We must realize what we have within us. Not just know it, but we must become and realize it. Realize what we have. Realize that we have consciousness. Realize that we have a soul. And that soul is a part of that supreme soul. If we understand that particular message, it is the message that Krishna is giving to Arjuna, but this is a message that he's giving to all of us. So we must take recourse in this particular message so that we can develop some strength and fearlessness, so we can withstand the pressures from the outside world when it does come. Those modern pressures can be tough, but we can handle it with what Krishna is telling us here. So what we need is spiritual knowledge. Intellectual knowledge is okay to a point, but when it comes down to it, it is spiritual knowledge that will take us and help us in this world, but will take us back to where we've come from. We will not get back there through secular education or college education. We will get back there through spiritual knowledge. And that is, Krishna is not talking about mathematics and science here. No. He's talking about spiritual knowledge. Being aware of yourself, of your Atma, of your soul. So scholarship and intellectual and knowledge, those things are not going to help us. Those things will help us in this world to get a good job and okay, but when you reach a certain age, 60, 70 and so forth, then what will you do? Then are you going to think about God? No. You have to understand right now what Krishna is saying. We are soul, not body. That body comes after. That body houses the soul. But we need to understand what is in there. That is why the British poet Robert Browning said, that soul, he calls that the imprisoned splendor. That imprisoned splendor is that spark there, that divinity within us. So scholarship will not help us to understand God. That will help us in this world here, the material world. We cannot get back to God through material. We have to get back to God through spirit. And so, there's a story that will bring out the point here, and I'll conclude here.